If you are interested in learning about Mahashivaratri, the celebration of the great night of Shiva, which is ongoing currently, allow me to bring up a 8-minute video, a little less than an 8-minute video that explains the significance of the day. I'm going to turn down the background music. You can see this. Oh no, I've connected to my other tab where the music is. No problem. I can just move the tab over. Thank you for your patience. Shiva teaches us patience. Here, does this now work? That works. Okay. And if I zoom in, will it still look okay? Yep. All good. Here's the story of Mahashivaratri.
Mahashivaratri is a Hindu festival celebrated annually in the honor of Lord Shiva, the god of destruction. Shivaratri is celebrated in every month of the lunisolar calendar, in accordance with the Hindu calendar, but once a year in late winter, Mahashivaratri is celebrated to commemorate the oncoming summer. Mahashivaratri literally translates as the great night of Lord Shiva, and according to legends, it is on this night that Lord Shiva performs his heavenly dance or Tandav, representing creation, preservation and destruction. As per many, it is also the day when Shiva and Pārvatī got married, thus the union of Prakriti and Purusha for the well-being of the world. Devi Sati was the daughter of the great king and the son of Lord Brahma, Prajapati Daksh. Sati, being an incarnation of Shakti, was destined to unite with Shiva for the welfare of the universe. However, Daksha did not want his daughter Sati to marry Shiva, as he considered Shiva to be a dirty ascetic, unworthy of being a god or being married to his daughter from a noble family. Sati, however, disobeyed her father and married Shiva. After her marriage, she moved to her husband's abode, the Kailash mountains. Once, Prajapati Daksh organized a sacrificial ceremony, also known as a yagya, and invited all gods and devas to attend his grand yagya. Due to his hatred towards Shiva, he did not invite both Shiva and his daughter Sati to the yagya. When Sati came to hear of the yagya being organized by her father through Narad Muni, she longed to go home and attend it. Upon reaching, she felt deeply saddened to see that no one except her mother Prasuti was delighted to see her, not even her father Daksha. She realized that she was now unwelcomed in her own house. Daksha was furious by her uninvited arrival and humiliated her and mocked Shiva. Daksha began insulting Shiva in front of all his guests, and Sati could not bear any insults towards her husband. He created two ferocious creatures, Veerbhadra and Bhadrakali, who wreaked mayhem at the sacrificial place. Nearly all those present were felled overnight. Daksha was decapitated by Veerbhadra. After the death of his first wife Sati, Shiva withdrew himself from society and engrossed himself in deep meditation. Taking advantage of the situation, the Asura king Tarakasur secured a boon from Lord Brahma that he could only be killed by the son of Shiva. Believing himself effectively immortal, Tarakasur terrorized the beings of the universe and defeated the gods. Meanwhile, Pārvatī, the reincarnation of Sati, was born to Himavan, the god of the Himalayas, and his wife Mena. When Pārvatī grew up, sage Narad told her that she was born to marry Shiva, but she would have to follow the path of penance to please Shiva, as he had withdrawn himself from the worldly affairs. Determined to marry Shiva in her new birth as well, Pārvatī embarked upon an extremely difficult regime of penance and devotion. For thousands of years, she only ate fruits and flowers. Thereafter, for hundreds of years, she ate only fallen leaves, eventually giving up on all food and living on air to survive. In the end, Lord Brahma appeared in front of Parvati and told her that no one in the entire universe had observed or done tapasya or penance the way she did, not even Shiva. He blessed her to soon be married to Lord Shiva and gave her the name Brahmacharini for her immense determination and penance. Ma Brahmacharini is also the second form of Ma Durga celebrated on the second day of Navratri. On the other hand, in desperate need of help from Shiva to have his child who could bring an end to the demon Tarakasur, the god sent Kamadev, the god of love, to disrupt Shiva's meditation. Though Shiva was awakened by Kamadev's arrow, Kamadev was burnt up by Shiva's anger. Implored by the other gods to marry, Shiva agreed but decided to test Parvati's devotion first. Shiva disguised himself as a hermit and reached the place where Parvati was engrossed in her penance. Upon being there, he began criticizing Shiva. He tried to influence Parvati into giving up her tapasya for Shiva, who he said was an embodiment of inauspiciousness, who carries skulls in his hand and who lives in a crematorium. Parvati, angry by the comments of the hermit, asks him to leave her alone. Even upon many attempts at changing her mind, Parvati did not get affected. Her unwavering sense of devotion pleased Lord Shiva, and he appeared in his original form and blessed her to be married to him. On the day of the marriage, Shiva reaches King Himavan's palace in the most terrorizing form along with the strangest marriage procession, also known as Bharat. His body was covered with snakes, smeared in ashes, and his hair was matted with unkempt locks. His marriage procession consisted of ghosts, ascetics, sages, aghoris, etc. Upon seeing the terrorizing form of Lord Shiva, Parvati's mother and other relatives were left in a state of shock. Most of them fainted out of fear and terror. To avoid any embarrassment to her family or to her husband Shiva, Parvati transformed herself into a different form as well. In this form, she was golden, possessed 10 arms, and was called Chandraghanta. In the form of Chandraghanta, she prayed and persuaded Shiva to take the form of a handsome prince and also turn his marriage procession nobler so the people can see their gentler side and not be fearful of them. Shiva and Parvati got married in their beautiful divine forms, and the day of their marriage is celebrated as Mahashivaratri every year. Skanda Puran also narrates the story when the divine wedding of Shiva and Parvati took place in the Himalayas. All the living beings on earth headed to north towards the great white mountains to witness the grand wedding. Because of this, earth began losing her balance. So Lord Shiva asked sage Agastya to go to the south to balance the earth's equilibrium. Sage Agastya was pleased with this honor, but was also saddened because he would not be able to witness the divine wedding. Perceiving the thoughts in the rishi's mind, Shiva granted him a boon that he and Parvati would appear before Agastya whenever the latter happened to think of them. Pleased with the boon, sage Agastya began his journey southwards.
So that's a little bit about the significance and mythology of this important day. Mirna, you were wondering while we were watching what the moral of the story is. There isn't one main moral because there's lots of spiritual themes there. And I think Gregorji said it best, which was that it's a story of reincarnation, devotion, combination of divine masculine, feminine, among other things. Just a day that gets us in touch with all of those things. Allow me to get Shiva's flute back in here and turn off the vibration on my phone. Sorry about that. But yes, this is a day that celebrates the union of Shiva and Shakti. Speaking of which, there is an announcement that I feel I should probably make on here, because I already made it on my Discord server and my Telegram group chat. But I know that there's many people that watch these lives and the recordings of them that aren't a part of those groups. So if you'll allow me to speak from the heart for a second, I'll read to you what I sent to the group chat / server today. For posterity. My beloved Sangha, I want to open my heart to you with transparency, gratitude, and love. In the past, I've shared that I wasn't open to romantic relationships with anyone in this community. This was because I value the sanctity of this space and wish to keep my heart open to the divine and to no one in particular. What I didn't expect was that following my heart's devotion to the divine would lead me to someone who embodies that divinity so clearly and beautifully to me. Over no timeline in particular, though I will say it's still new, through the most natural unfolding of trust, care, and deep understanding, my heart connected with G to infinity. What grew between us was never planned, never sought, but emerged as a quiet, mutual exploration of each other's depth and light. She has been my silent guiding star, a source of unbounded wisdom, compassion, and joy. Her insight has helped me reflect more deeply on my interactions with all of you, often shaping the care and thought I bring into this space. Even behind the scenes, she has supported me in becoming a better listener, a better teacher, and a better mirror of the divine love I seek to share here. She has so much love for all of us here. So, I want to be clear about my boundaries. My love and commitment belong fully to her. With no expectation on her, she is my partner, my confidant, my reflection of the divine feminine, and I am endlessly grateful for her presence in my life. In choosing to step back from this community, she's done so with the intention of honoring you all and to support me privately, without creating any sense of imbalance here. That choice is hers alone, and I deeply respect and admire the grace with which she's made it. Please know that she has been nothing but supportive of this Sangha and every one of you. Since April of last year, she's been my most devoted viewer, and in many ways, the love and wisdom you've seen from me has often been deepened by her gentle guidance. If my words have ever helped you, she has been a part of that help. I can only begin to express how much this community has been touched by her presence, even if you didn't always see it directly. So many synchronicities happen in her presence, and together, they only increase. It feels clear to me that this is meant to be. That said, I also want to honor her wish for this space, that no one feels like a third wheel to our relationship. The love I share with G does not take away from the love I share with all of you. My heart remains fully open to this Sangha and the divine light within each of you. My care, attention, and commitment to this community remain unchanged, and I will continue to do my best to be a source of kindness and a mirror of wisdom as we learn and grow together. I also want to emphasize something dear to my heart. As I walk this path of devotion to the divine feminine, I wish my love and reverence for G to serve as a role model for how we honor the sacred feminine, both within each of us and in each other. Our joined journey feels like a rising tide, one that lifts and elevates this space. I truly believe the Kundalini Shakti that awakens in this connection ripples outward, touching all of us in this Sangha with more grace, more insight, more love. If you love and accept me fully, I ask that you hold the same respect and kindness towards her. She is a part of my heart. Any love you offer me extends to her as well. But above all, I ask that you continue to hold space for one another with the same compassion and understanding you've always shown. This is a learning journey for all of us, and I trust that we will navigate it together with grace. Finally, I take full responsibility for any confusion or hurt the situation may have caused. I understand that some people left because of the way this news was shared privately, and I regret any part I played in that. But I trust your reactions, your reflections, and your love, and I am grateful for the honesty and growth this brings. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience, your openness, and your willingness to walk this path with me. I love you all, and I remain here always to serve the divine within you. Namaste.